Thank you, Jackie. And of course, we're thinking and sending good thoughts to the Fletcher family this week. But Kasey, when we talk Seattle, New England, one name comes to mind, Clint Dempsey. This is a big day for him for two reasons. The last game with the Sounders before camp starts for the United States World Cup bid. And this is where Clint started his professional career. 3 years here, MLS Rookie of the Year in 2004. What emotions are going through Clint Dempsey today?
Well, I mean, it's always huge when you play against your former
club. On the New England
club.
side of the ball, the guy who has not been scoring uncharacteristically this year is Diego Fagundez. 9 starts this year, no goals after he netted 13 times last year. And he's part, Kasey, of a New England midfield that's a very different look than what they've been seeing, and he's burned Seattle in the past.
Yeah, of course, you got to find some footage where he gets scored on. That's just pretty much the way it goes. But
here we go, the kickoff. We're underway from Gillette Stadium on a cool evening, and right away Patrick Mullins slams into Gonzalo Pineda and puts a hand up to say no hard feelings. It'll be a free kick for Seattle. Temperatures in the 70s. It's a great night for soccer. The Sounders, of course, in the familiar rave green, going right to left in the first half, attacking toward the New England supporters in the fort. And New England in navy blue, white shorts and navy blue socks. Right away, we see that congested midfield yielding a turnover for New England. And Lee Wynn, 3 goals in 3 games, keeps the ball moving for the Revolution. Now it turns over the Sounders' way, and Marco Papa wins it for Seattle. Chad Marshall, one of 2 Sounders field players to play every minute of the season. And Stephen Fry in the Sounders goal gets his first touch. Throw into the Sounders on the far side. There's a look at Diego Fagundez. 9 games this year, no goals. It's the longest string of starts in his young career that he's gone without scoring. 9 starts without scoring. He's still only 19 though. Most goals by a teenager in MLS history. Here's Evans, overlap for Marco Papa. Teal Bunbury coming back to do some defensive work, and Evans takes the throw in for Seattle.
Well, we had a feeling that the Sounders would have a little bit joy wide against this New England team, and we're seeing that early on in the match.
Papa goes back post, Nagel's there, Martins denied on the doorstep, and New England clears. Evans' second straight start at left back for the first time in his MLS career. And of course his spot with the U.S. national team appears to be most likely as a right back. These games as an outside back, even though it's on the wrong side, helping him prepare, Kasey?
Well, I think Brad has missed so much of this season already with this calf injury that
any minutes would help.
Any minutes are helping, but also playing at an outside back is definitely going to help him. He's going to have a very stringent fitness test in just under a week, so it's going to be really important how he's able to gain fitness over these past 3 matches.
New England going forward out of the back. This is Tierney, the left back, getting into the attacking half. Gets it back from Fagundez. Low cross. Slides through everybody. Great save, but the rebound is in. And once again, the Sounders concede the first goal. It's Patrick Mullins.
Yeah, we talked about it on Wednesday night. And now it's once again here on Sunday. It's Groundhog Day revisited for the Sounders, conceding that early goal. A little bit against the run of the play, but it's a good combination play. DeAndre Yedlin gets sucked out of position. Good cross into the box. It looked like Brad Evans had cleaned it up originally. The ball bounces around off of Bunbury, off of the post. And then Patrick Mullins, right spot at the right time, and taps it in from point-blank range to give the New England Revolution the lead.
We talked about Diego Fagundez hadn't been scoring. He still started that play. He was still at the heart of the Revolution attack. And New England takes the lead despite the best efforts of Stephen Fry, who made a heck of a play on the first one. So 1-0 New England, 15th minute in. There's Patrick Mullins, his second goal. He scored last week against Toronto. This is a guy who won back-to-back Herman trophies as the best player in college soccer. Wasn't picked in the first 10 picks of the draft. Fell to New England at number 11. And again, after sitting out, he was benched for the better part of 8 games. Stepped in against Toronto and had the runner-up for MLS Goal of the Week. Second corner kick for New England. They prefer out-swingers, so the right-footed Wynn delivers this one. Looking for Barnes. And Seattle able to deal with the second ball, which was the intent of that free kick. Tierney feeds Fagundez. Fires and scores, and it's 2 for New England in the first half hour. It only took 10 games, but Diego Fagundez has his first goal of 2014.
Well, in the first corner, there was definitely some assignments missed. And there was definitely an assignment missed in this second corner as well. The first ball gets played out wide to a guy wide open, and the Sounders are unable to clear the distance. But then where is that help on the outside? How is Diego Fagundez so wide open? Stephen Fry unable to get his angle right, and Fagundez taking advantage of the near post and getting his first goal of the match.
Diego Fagundez, still only 19 years old. He's played against Seattle 3 times. He has scored 3 times. Here's Fagundez. He'd switch sides for the moment. Evans got a good tackle in, though, to win it for Seattle. And again, Seattle has numbers going forward. New England really kind of disorganized there. And a big round of applause from this crowd as Andrew Farrell won a throw-in.
I think both coaches are going to make a few adjustments at halftime, and Sounders having to obviously come back a little bit if they can narrow the deficit before the half, but they'll be disappointed with the way they've conceded goals, and in particular the way that they've kind of marked up off of set pieces. I'm sure some people will be pointing at, and remember, this is who you were supposed to be marking. Remember your assignments, and then New England won't be happy with the way they've allowed, the Sounders to get at them.
Great ball by Wynn in for Bunbury. Stephen Fry at it again, and this one trickles in. 3 goals in the first 36 minutes.
Yeah, not the way the Sounders wanted to start this half, coming off of a 5-game win streak. They've showed so much tenacity in coming back, but it's just a simple run. It's a shot from Bunbury, and then it's an excellent save from Stephen Fry, but the rebound falls right back to the New England striker, and it's one that Stephen Fry would like to have back. He was kind of in 2 minds. Does he save it with his foot? Does he save it with his hands? And the deflection kind of goes off his own foot into the Sounders goal. And we talked about the Sounders coming back from 2 goals behind against Portland. Do they have it in them to come back from 3 goals behind? We're going to have to find out.
New England 3, Seattle nothing. And of course, if you've been following the season at all, the most goals allowed by the Sounders since that 4-4 tie against Portland on April 5th. That's the only other time this year Seattle has allowed 3. So again, they certainly have the capability to put some goals in at the other end or in front of their own fans in the second half and make this one a game. Right now, though, New England in control. Evans had his pass blocked, and Bunbury with a heavy shoulder briefly won it, then lost out to Papa. Dempsey, 3 men around him, still got it away to Martins. Nagel just ended up a little flat-footed in the penalty area. Lamar Nagel still going top of the area. He ended up almost causing Clint Dempsey to lose the ball, and New England goes the other way. Bunbury has Fagundez at the back post. The teenager one more time. It's 4. Diego Fagundez. Sounders killer.
How often do you see that from a player? He waits and waits and waits for his first goal of the season and doesn't have to wait very long for a second. It's just a classic counterattack. Fagundez wide open on that left-hand channel. You can see Jonathan Yardley trailing him from 10 yards, trying to catch up. It's a good finish to the far post with the outside of the right foot from the young New England teenager. And he gets his 2nd of the game and his 2nd of the season, and the 4th for the New England Revolution. And really what has been a disastrous first half for the Sounders after starting so brightly in those first 5 minutes.
A frustrating first half in the books for the Seattle Sounders. They trail the New England Revolution 4-0. Can you believe it? After 45 minutes at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Jonathan Yardley in for Ross Fletcher. Don't shoot the messenger. This isn't my fault. It's 4-0 at halftime, Kasey. And Taylor Graham said the message in the locker room going to be win the second half. What do you think the mentality is for this second 45?
Yeah, that'll definitely be a part of it. And part of it is Ziggy Schmidt will love to see a reaction from his players. I mean, he'll be...
What story will the second half write? We're about to start finding out as we're underway at Gillette Stadium. New England in navy blue and white, attacking toward their supporters, the fort at the north end of the stadium. The Sounders in raid green, trying to rebound from a 4-0 hole, attacking toward their supporters at the south end of the stadium, off to our right. Right away, New England finding Lee Wynn up the middle of the field. He has Bunbury outside of him. Bunbury's cross deflected and in, an own goal. And the story goes from bad to worse for Seattle.
Well, not exactly the way they were looking to start this second half, 40 seconds into the match. But it's that overload again on that just shouldn't happen. It's a simple play. Lee Wynn comes in, and look at how wide open Bunbury is to come in on that outside. And he puts a cross in, it deflects off of Chad Marshall, who has to slide out of a good defensive position inside. Nothing the defender could do, just kind of comes off his chest, his upper arm, and leaves Stephen Fry helpless. And that's number 5.
Slick pass by Papa. Here's Dempsey from distance, and he forces Shuttleworth to knock it away. I don't think Bobby Shuttleworth knew if that was going in or not. Did the safe thing, and it's a Seattle corner. Ozzie Alonso, his 150th MLS game, now in his 6th MLS season after defecting from Cuba and playing 1 season with the Charleston Battery. He's the all-time record holder for the Sounders in MLS games, starts, and minutes. So not a night Ozzie Alonso is going to want to remember, but 150 games in 6 seasons with the consistency he's displayed, nothing to sneeze at. This one did snowball on Seattle. Goal in the 14th minute put New England in front. But it wasn't until the 29th minute that the Revolution really took control of the game. And again, they've pushed the margin to 5, which, if it holds, would be the worst loss the Sounders have suffered in their 6 seasons of Major League Soccer. In regular season play, of course. Two minutes of stoppage time, the word from the sideline. And the end really can't come quick enough for the Sounders at this point. Fagundez thinking hat trick. Drops it off for Rowe. His shot was blocked. Newman denied by Stephen Fry, playing to the whistle. Mullins and Rowe not on the same page with that one, and it falls into the hands of a grateful Stephen Fry. There it is, full time on some 5-star entertainment for the home fans. And a night to wipe away from your memory for fans wearing green. New England 5 and the Seattle Sounders nothing. Your final score on this Sunday night in Foxborough. Diego Fagundez scores twice. Teal Bunbury scores 1 and forces 1. And New England rolls to its 4th home shutout of the season. The Revolution now unbeaten in their last 5 games. The Sounders back home on Saturday night to take on the San Jose Earthquakes. Catch it at 6:30 p.m. on Joe TV, Channel 22, Cable 10, and 97.3 Cairo FM. Our producer is Brian O'Connell, our director Glenn Wilhelm, our technical director David Wallingford. Thanks to our crew tonight. For my partner Kasey Keller, I'm Jonathan Yardley. Sorry I couldn't get you a better result. Good night from Gillette Stadium. The Sounders have a long flight home. New England 5, Seattle nothing. The final.